All right, word on the street. Al Haymon trying to prevent Tank and Ryan Garcia because he don't want to do business with the zone. All right, and he allegedly telling Tank to wait till May, and they could do it in May. And then people kind of like if they do it in May, right? What about if Canelo come back? Now, the thing about May is that Canelo said he might take a year off, right? Because he got the injury, whatever, wrist injury, whatever it was. He may just, sit a year out. And, but people saying, what if he come back sooner? Now, I seen a headline of an article on Boxing News 24 saying that Canelo Alvarez is going to wait for the outcome of Gervonta Ramirez versus Bivol, right? Now, both Bivol and Better BF pretty much saying that, they want to prioritize Undisputed over Canelo, right? That's what they both saying, but money talking, bullshit walk. So, I'm not sure, all right? Now, Herb was saying, what if Charlo Canelo hypothetically is on the same day as Tank and Ryan? Charlo Canelo. It's Canelo. Whoever Canelo fight gonna be bigger than Ryan and Tank. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. Motherfucking fight here. Still gonna be a bigger and better event, but it won't both be on pay-per-view though. They're not gonna do 2 pay-per-views on one night. Now, if the Zone is doing, I don't know how the Zone do their pay-per-view. If it's just the Zone pay-per-view, and then Ryan and Tank is using pay-per-view, the cable and satellite companies, then yeah, they could. It's a possibility that could happen. But I don't know how the Zone do their pay-per-view. Is it just do the Zone, or can you get it through like payperview.com, Comcast, Spectrum, and AT&T, and etc. Right? So I don't know. But right now, Al Haymon telling him to sit on the chirp and wait till May, and they can make that fight. And apparently Tank tweeted out that shit that he might just take his talent elsewhere. So, Al apparently, I don't think Al got any plans to leave in boxing if he want to keep working with Tank. Now, Al can just advise guys. That's one thing I think can still happen, where Al is just advise a bunch of guys and just don't do PBC. I mean, before PBC, that's pretty much what he was doing. But it just so happened to be all his guys, the majority of the guys he was advising was under Golden Boy. And then again, nobody found in the legal system the way he had it tied up. They really couldn't do nothing to him, even though De La Hoya won half the fighters back, some fighters back, and couldn't do nothing to him legally for real. So, I mean, at the end of the day, he had fighters allegedly testify in his favor, this, that, and the third. And for the most part, what he doing, a lot of other promoters do it just in a different way. But you got to understand, these are fighters. I mean, shit, these are athletes. Magic Johnson is a needle in a haystack. LeBron James is a needle in a haystack. Kobe Bryant is a needle in a haystack. Kobe Bryant made like almost $500 million from his grave with the body armor deal. That a dime a dozen. And like I said, you can go to college and not be business savvy and not know how money works. That's where come in mentorship. Like I was telling y'all about real estate. Everybody think you need to have money to do real estate. Somebody, go on YouTube and figure it out. And they'll tell you, oh, no, ain't the case. You ain't got to have credit. You ain't got to have a lot of money. This is how you do it. They tell you, start a business. What they say, start a business or invest your money. I think it's invest your money, do real estate, and start your own business. Them 3 things, you'll never be broke. And people think just because you're a millionaire or you're an athlete that don't apply to you. Deontay Wilder said the only way is to invest. Like I said, we don't need a lot of money to do something. You don't need your people to buy into your shit neither. You don't need no help and no family members or nothing like that, dude. You just got to be able to get the information, comprehend the information, and just get started is the hardest thing about it. It's getting started. once you get started, I mean, you know, you start off with investing, I guess. That's what you start off with. What was his name? Wall Street Trapper? Black Wall Street? I forget the dude's name. And he said he was ended up getting locked up with a dude and telling him that he was in the street, you was winning the game, you can't win. A lot of people in the street don't know that. You know, you winning a game that you ain't gonna win in the end. Robbing, stealing, combination of both, drugs. It's a game you're not gonna win. Every time I cross over here, somebody get pulled over. It's not a game you can win, and we all know that you're gonna lose somebody. I'm passing by the school where the kid gave our classmate shots of tequila and shit. That's a school right over there. So happened to be next to my favorite Mexican place too. But yeah, at the end of the day, that's just the only way. That's the reason they don't teach you stocks and all that, bonds, CDs, IRAs, SP and 500. You know, the Dow got one. I forget, the Dow 1000 or some shit like that. You know, it's just getting started, bro. You know, my barber put it to me like this. He said, man, if them people that take their money and buy the lotto, he said, I seen people spend $100 on lotto tickets. They just took that 100 every day, spent on the lotto and put in the SP 500. They'd be able to retire in no time. He ain't lying about that. SP 500 damn near closest thing to a sure thing when you're talking about just that type of shit, betting and all that type of stuff. A lot of people don't want to wait on their return. You know, but yeah, that's the only way. But nonetheless, you know, with Tank and Ryan, I mean, I don't care if it ever happened. Don't care about the fight. Don't give two flying fucks, man. Al Haymon, but Oscar De La Hoya said Al Haymon is the reason these fights not happening. And nobody want to believe what Oscar De La Hoya is cooking up in the kitchen. He telling you the truth. Who would know better than the dude that damn near got his company railroaded by? I mean, the proof's in the pudding. This dude had a number of big fights on the side of the street that he failed to make. And everybody just ignored it. Now, let's just not talk about, you know, the other fights that people wanted to see. Let's just not ignore it. And then his fighters got to jump through hoops and lie. And imagine if Tank, you know, he want Tank to allegedly fight Abner Mares. Imagine if Tank fought Abner Mares, bro. What would the backlash be? Yeah, you know, Ryan Garcia gonna be on the front foot like a mug, you know? And they said, you know, Haymon simply just don't want to work with the zone. So, you know, he ain't taking his talents over to the zone. Floyd and his people work with the zone. Sure did. So, obviously, he don't, I mean, if I was a bet man, I think Showtime gonna cave, especially after you see this Silva and Jake Paul shit flop. Al will be back over there. If I'm a bet man, I don't know why, I just always feel that Al gonna be back over there. Back to life, back to reality. I'm in the suburbs in potholes. That's just my betting man, but you know. But people sit there and fight for Al. All my life I had to fight, and he ain't did a damn thing good for boxing fans. Before Al, boxing, it was booming and bugging. It was man, shit. I'll gladly spend my, that nigga got involved, and Floyd started doing this duck goose and all that shit, man. I'm like, man. I defended Al for a long time, was anti Bob Arum, but Bob Arum had no other choice but to change his ways. He ain't had no choice. You know, ESPN wouldn't extended him, wouldn't have signed him. Just being real. Just being real. But he don't want to make the fight, and that is what it is. That's up to him. You know, that's all I can tell y'all. Now, if it still happen, it still happen. If it don't, it don't. You know, do Tank just want to sound straight to Golden Boy and try to make it happen? I mean, then again, Al Haymon got the right to match any offer, and all this stuff being said, it's just a hot mess. It's just a hot mess. It's just a hot mess. But I mean, if that's what Tank really want, that should be Al Haymon job to do it. I mean, we all know Al Haymon paid Peter Quillen alleged $500,000 to drop his belt, and still everybody don't see nothing wrong with Al Haymon. Look at the body of work of fights that did not happen under his banner. It's the same shit people used to complain about with Bob Arum. Juan Lopez versus Gamboa, and the number of fights that he failed to make. If it wasn't for Donaire choosing to fight Rigondeaux, he wouldn't have let Donaire fight Rigondeaux. And that's why I really became a fan of Donaire, not just because of the highlight reel left hooks and shit, man. Dude, that man, they did not want that man to fight Rigondeaux, and he did it anyway. And I respected him for it. He always got a fan in me, bro. Forever. And definitely a Hall of Famer. So, I mean, Bob Arum was on that same tip, and niggas can't let it go. But because Al Haymon, quote-unquote, black, people ain't got a problem with that. But it is what it is, man. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live and drop a video. Financially, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJ Good313. Venmo, CJ Good313, PayPal in the description. Hit the link tree, find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Check out the Boxing Room playlist. Peace.